Hello there guys, Steve Brant here and welcome to Crappypastas. Why? Because there are some creepypastas that aren't even worth being called creepy and I want to read them. And the one we're reading today is Charlie Charlie. We'd seen the videos on the internet for days now, Raphael and I. They look more like bad vines, I remarked more than once, as teens would watch the pencils move because somebody breathed too hard on them, resulting in the game's participants fleeing the room in terror. The game is played in this way. A paper is divided into 4 quadrants, yes, being written in 2 opposite corners. No, being written in the other corners. I can't fucking read it. See? Crappypastas get to me this way. Yes, with yes being written in 2 opposite corners, and no being written in the other corners. 2 pencils were then balanced into a cross, leaving a horizontal pencil on top. Supposedly, be the demon's Charlie be Charlie the demon's mode of answering the player's questions by moving the pencil to the point to point at yes or no. There's a comma after 2. You shouldn't do that unless it's needed. I major psychology. I was immediately skeptical of the game myself. Gravity and heavy breathing were easy answers to why the pencil would point to yes when the player chanted Charlie Charlie want to play. Raphael, however, tried to convince me otherwise. Most of his family was from the heart of Mexico where the game had originated. He had grown up in a very religious family. Okay, that's a little bit of discrimination against religion there, but I don't give a shit because I'm not religious, so that fake ghost story is to be true. So when this game surfaced and hauntings were told, he was not as easily convinced as I that no paranormal or demonic entities were actually occurring. That's how he challenged me to play the game one afternoon. We set up the board on my kitchen table. Of course, his mother or grandmother would have a heart attack seeing us perform this satanic ritual of releasing demons into their house. If my theory is wrong, then lean back and breathe slowly. The pencil won't move once you start talking, I suggest. Since Raphael was nervous, I started the game myself. Charlie, Charlie, want to play? The pencil remained still for 5 seconds, and slowly the pencil drifted up towards the word yes. Raphael, who had been holding his breath completely now, shuddered and slowly released his breath. I, on the other hand, rolled my eyes. All right, Charlie. I straightened the pencil back to its horizontal state, leaned back and said, Are you a child? We waited. No response for a minute. I looked at Raphael, shrugging, then suddenly the pencil moved rather quickly to the word no. Raphael looked at me with a small fright in his eyes now. Hold your breath again, I instructed. Charlie, Charlie, are you a demon? Like everybody says you are? Once again, the pencil was reluctant to move, but slowly it flowed towards the word, close to the word yes. Are you evil? Raphael said quietly, now leaning back more than ever. No. Okay, we need to stop this. We need to stop. This is getting a little weird, Raphael muttered, as if something was listening. End the game or else, he said conspicuously. Everything online says you have to ask him if you can stop or he won't leave you alone. I lined the pencil again. Charlie, Charlie, can we stop playing? No. Raphael jumped anxiously from his seat. You keep playing. Bye, Charlie, he said shakily, turning before walking out the door. He warned me, don't stop playing or else he may come after both of us. I sat at the table looking at the pencil. Raphael. Wow, they've switched the spelling of Raphael. You should never do that in a story. It just screws the story up for people. Raphael had to have been blowing on it the whole time, trying to scare me, trying to make me believe. Why else would he have left so quickly? Fucking phone. Why else would he have left so quickly, other than to shake my own nerves? Alright, it's just you and me, Charlie, I started on in my own. In my own? It's on my own, you bloomin'. Are you real? Holding my breath and feeling no draft, I waited for the reply. The pencil swung to yes, as if a wind had blown through the kitchen. But there was none that I could feel. The pencil fell off of its balance from being turned so quickly, the point being left on yes. I stood and backed away, my skepticism at its boundaries. I picked up the pencils and put them away. The paper I quickly threw in the trash. Later that night, I was sitting at my desk in my bedroom. It was my neck. Fucking hell, Crappypastas causing me physical pain now. I was sat at my desk in my bedroom. It was quiet as I focused all of my concentration into a midterm paper for my biology class. Halfway through, I paused and left my computer on the second page of my essay and went to the kitchen to get a drink. I came back and seated myself in front of the laptop. A new window was open. It was a video of the Charlie Challenge. Another group of people were herding around a paper board with 2 pencils. I had not left this video here, nor opened it at any time tonight. This video caught my attention reluctantly, however. The teens around this game were doing something very different from the other videos. They each wore dark sinister cloaks that covered their bodies. Each person was holding a candle, all flames lit and very still, showing no draft in the room. Not even from the participants. It was as if they weren't breathing at all. I noticed now these were not teens at all. The cloaked bodies were smaller, childlike. The hands were pudgy and tiny like children's hands, wrapped around these tall, white, burning candles. The hot wax dripping down on their hands, yet they seemed not even notice. I became paralyzed, fearing what I was watching on my own screen. Every nerve in my body screamed to turn it off, but I was completely entranced by fear. By the image before me. Suddenly, the children turned and looked at the camera as the pencil on their board moved to yes. Their eyes were hollowed out, completely missing, leaving nothing but empty holes in their head that were dripping blood. Slowly they started to separate, moving slowly towards the camera. Their eye sockets stared directly at me, and their mouths started to move, clearly saying, "Wanna play?" sinisterly over and over again. Well, guys, I'm going to stop this part of the recording here. I'm going to open up another recording and then I'm going to continue it from there. See you in a minute. Okay, part 2 of Charlie. In the middle began to appear a boy with white shirts and blue jeans with a rope around his neck. His lips were pale and blue. I tried with every muscle to look away, to slam my laptop shut. My body still wouldn't move now, as if something were holding me. Down. "We weren't finished," the little boy in the middle sat up and said to me. The screen flashed, a horrible picture of a sight I can never forget. Though it lasted less than a second, I can only describe it as a demon. It had no flesh, only raw burns and black scratches and drags on its body. It was skinny, arms expanded out to its side. The whole figure straight as a pencil, except for its face. Its face was long, oval-shaped. The smile curled up to its pointed ears on both sides, twisted and maniacal. What the fuck? I read as maniacal because it's the correct way of reading it. This person clearly forgot to spell check sometimes. Its eyes were yellow and piercing, as if staring too long would cause my own eyes to melt. It disappeared and returned to the boy laying in the centre of the children, with the rope around his neck. However, it was no longer a boy. This was a teenager, much larger than the young children around him, still dressed in the same clothes, still wearing the rope around his neck. The body levitated upwards, tilted forward, and faced me, head drooping to the side. Now I recognized the body. It was Raphael. He didn't finish the game, screeched the children in the most high-pitched scream that finally moved me to cover my ears and close my eyes. Even in my attempt at darkness, in my effort to block all of this terror out, all I could see his body and the demon behind him. Laughing like a young child, I opened my eyes and saw Raphael spread wide like a pencil. Want to play? Do you want to play? Charlie whispered. Credit, Sarah G. Relly. Raleigh. And why is it bad? Crash and burn undercooked pasta. Yeah, definitely. It's no offense to the reader, it's quite good. If it was good, really good, it would have actually made something that I'd like to read personally, but this is my inapt analysis of it. Give your own analysis in the comments. In my opinion, it's bad because the person forgot to spell check. Maniacal is not spelt the way it is. It's spelt Manical. They spell it Maniacal. It's spelled manacle is spelled Manical. I know I sound like a broken record by saying that repeatedly, but spell check your stories, guys. You're not smart enough. Some people are smart enough to get it on the first try, but they even spell check to see if they haven't done a wrong spelling. This person clearly forgot to spell check. And I'm not saying that to take the piss out of them. I'm saying that because not even I forget to spell check. And I'm good at spelling. But, yeah, you know what? It's a good story. And next one I'm going to be reading next week, because I'm going to upload these every week, is The Shuffling Man. So, yeah. Bye, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. And check the toilet for Crappypastas. Bye.